Welcome to Unsettle Yourself. This week's topic is control is an inside job. When I was growing up, I used to think that I could control everything around me. Um, and really, it was everything around me. Nothing inside of me. I never was really aware of that. I thought that I could control how other people were feeling, the experience that people could have, that I could have. I could control how people could drive. I could control so many other things that literally had nothing to do with what I could actually control. And the reason why control is an inside job is because it's all about internally what you can control. It has nothing to do with anything outside of you. If you have this idea that you can control anything outside of you, you are going to be set up for failure and to be disappointed because those expectations can literally never be met. There might be coincidences and there might be people who follow along with what you say, so you think that you have this idea of control, but as soon as somebody says no, then you kind of go out of your mind because you're obviously lacking control. So, control being an inside job really means what can you control for yourself? That's how you show up, how you feel, the thoughts that you have. Really, it's all about reaction and response. How are you going to respond and react to life? Not any one in particular scenario, but really life. And how are you going to show up for that? So you can control the way that you're showing up, and you can control the way that you want to react and respond. So if you want to react peacefully, this is what you can control. If you want to react without taking anything into consideration and have a snap judgment and show up that way, then you can control that as well. But you have to become aware of what you want to control. Now, it's not, I want to control this situation and therefore things need to be done my way. It's, I want to control how I show up. So let's use an interview for an example. You have no idea what the interviewer is looking for. You might have some idea because of the job posting. But when it comes to culture fit and things like that, you don't really know what they're looking for. So you can't come in saying, I'm going to make sure that they think I'm this and that they have this idea of me. But what you can do is control how you're going to show up. So you say, I'm going to show up as myself. I'm going to show up with integrity. I'm going to show up with these values that I have. And I'm going to tell the truth. And I'm going to let them know that this is who I am and this is how I work. And I'm going to say that if I don't know something, I don't, but that I can look into it and I'm a fast learner and all of these things. So again, it's you showing up as you versus trying to show up as somebody that you think that they would want. And that's the thing that you can control because you don't actually know what they want. So you think you're going to control the situation by showing up a certain way, and that might not actually be what's relevant. Or it could be that you show up and you want to make sure that you can answer whatever questions they have. So you can be as prepared as possible. And then also trust that you have whatever information that you need to so that you don't have to go in with anxiety or feeling scared or feeling like you don't know what's going to happen and the unknown is so scary. Instead, you show up with some confidence because you know who you are. And that's all you really have to know when you show up in a situation like that. It could be anything new for you. If you go to a new gym or a new workout studio, you can show up with, well, I'm new. Of course, I'm not going to know how to do all of these things, and that's okay. But I'm going to show up and I'm going to agree to have some fun and I'm going to try something and this is going to be amazing. And it could be, something like a funeral. Well, how am I going to show up? Well, I'm going to allow myself to feel whatever comes up. And I'm not going to be afraid of sharing those feelings and showing up the way that I want to. Those are the things that you can control. You can't necessarily say, I'm going to go to a funeral and I'm going to control my emotions. That's something that if you're feeling that, you need to allow that feeling to come through. So when I say control is an inside job, it's really about within yourself, what do you want to bring out? You have all of these amazing things within you. And you can control some of those things, but that doesn't mean you can control the outside world around you as a result. It just means you can control how you show up. So take that into consideration, and if you have something coming up, anything new, anything that you think you need to control to make sure there's an outcome to your liking, instead of really focusing on the outcome, focus on the thing itself and how you're going to show up for it. And that's where the control starts. And then afterward, you can see, okay, that I controlled the situation actually because I showed up as myself. And I feel really, really great about that, regardless of whatever the outcome ends up being. So take that into consideration and see if you can actually use that in anything going forward, anything coming up soon. And I would love to hear if you feel like there's any time where you've tried to control a situation or something outside of you, and it's worked. I would love to hear that because I want to understand from the other side if you think that that's something that can actually be done. Because I've experienced both and I don't think that's possible, but I'm open to all of it. So let me know.